Last year, I bulked up to my heaviest of about 80.8 kilos and cut down to 69.1 kgs in November. I bulked from then until now, and I'm finally ready to go on another cut. The goal for this year, ladies and gents, is to hit 65 kgs. This is the leanest I've ever been, and I hit it in 2020. My goal is to hit the same 65 kgs, but I've put on a lot more muscle than then, so I know I'm going to look significantly better. As far as how I'm going to get there, let's start with diet. I'm only going to be eating 2 meals per day, and I'm not going to be tracking my calories, but I am going to be weighing my food. So I'm going to be eating about 200 to 350 grams of starch, 180 to 250 grams of protein, and 200 to 250 grams of greens with all of my meals. I've given myself a range because some days I'm going to be hungrier than others. So I find that better for me so that I don't have to stick to a specific number. I'm also not tracking my calories just because my goal with weight loss is to make it as easy as possible. So the less effort I can put in it while getting the same results, that's what I'm going to opt to do. Next is workouts. I'm only going to be working out 3 days per week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm going to be lifting weights primarily because that is what I enjoy. And the reason I'm doing 3 days is because it is just a lot easier for me to sustain. Each session will last about an hour, maybe slightly above that. Next is cardio. I'm going to keep this very simple. I'm going to be doing 20-minute walks on 3 of my workout days. And then I'm also going to add 1 long, leisurely walk on Saturday morning. This extra cardio is just to help me burn a few extra calories, which will help expedite me reaching that 65 kgs, because I also do not want to cut for any longer than I have to. Next is treats. Please note, I've not called this junk food. I prefer to label them as treats because it is not bad to eat these foods if you're eating them in moderation. I've given myself the allowance of 1 small treat every single day. Now, this can be a small packet of crisps, this can be a burger, it can be some fries, it can be whatever I want, but I give myself the allowance because it is human nature to want what you have told yourself you cannot have. So by simply allowing yourself to have treats in moderation within your calorie deficit, ironically, you're going to crave them less. And also, I do this because I want to make weight loss an enjoyable process. Personally, I love my crisps, so if you tell me that I cannot live without them, honestly, there's no real reason for me to continue living. As far as duration or how long this cut will take, for the first time, I am not giving myself a deadline. The reason being is that I want to be more process-oriented instead of outcome-oriented. This just means that as long as I focus on doing the correct things on a day-to-day basis, the outcome will eventually be achieved. Whereas in the past, when I used to consistently focus on the outcome or the weight I wanted to reach, it would only make me deviate from the initial plan I had set out to achieve. Lastly is check-ins. I'm going to be checking in with you guys most days on my IG story, just keeping you up to date with how my journey is going. Again, for those of you who are also on a cut, feel free to join along. You know what they say, faster alone, farther together. And then I'm also going to be making a Physique update once a month in order, again, to keep you guys updated on how the progress is going and how I'm looking on a month-to-month basis. So stay tuned to see how this cut is going to go. Personally, I'm very excited, very motivated, very driven. Definitely going to reach this 65 kilos. And again, my goal for this cut is not just to get down to 65 kgs, but to stay there for at least a year. I've done this bulking and cutting cycles over and over again, and I want to take a break from it and actually enjoy getting and being lean for some time.